Hey guys, how you going? It's Tom Putt here giving you another Lightroom tip. Today we're going to have a look at stitching panoramas together. Just going through my Lightroom catalog today, doing a bit of a tidy up and revisiting some images that I'd previously stitched together, but before they put in some new features into Lightroom. So I really want to show you how this is best done these days in my humble opinions. So I do a lot of stitching because I really love that panoramic format, and I just wanted to show you these ones in particular. Let's start with this, for example, where I've unclearly got three photographs that I need to stitch together, the ones marked in green. Now, often what's best when you come to take your photographs that you want to stitch together is it's often best to shoot your hand, the sky, the ground, etc. Something that's going to indicate the start and the end of the panorama. Otherwise, you might do what I do and you're looking at a whole lot of random photos and you're wondering why the hell you took them, and then trying to work out, oh, all right, yeah, I'm supposed to stitch those together, but which ones am I supposed to stitch? So it is best to follow that rule, which of course I'm not doing. And so I've just learned the hard way. You know, I'm giving you tips so that you can do it easily enough. I've got three photographs here that I'm going to select. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, I'd previously put these into a panorama, and this is what Lightroom spat out. Not ideal because I've got these white borders around the edges. We can eliminate them now using the new Lightroom feature. Click on these three here, come up here, click Photo Merge Panorama. Okay. Photo Merge Panorama. The shortcut for those on Mac and PC is Control M, okay? Control M, it brings up this little sexy window, and what that's done is it's given me a preview for what the panorama will look like once I stitch these raw files together. Now, a couple of things. We've got that white border around. We can get rid of that one or two ways. You can click Auto Crop here, and the computer automatically crops out that white, which is pretty neat. But there's another one here too that's new, that's called Boundary Warp, which actually warps the outside of the images, often correcting the distortion in order to get rid of that whiteness around the edge as well. Now this is pretty neat, okay, but a couple of things I want to show you as well are these different projections. Okay, so if you don't get the result you want out of one particular projection, you can put in a different one. Now, if you ever put a photograph together and you get a sort of skewing off like this to the sides, it often happens in this perspective. I think that's probably not the best one to use, but let's just scroll through these and see which one we prefer. Actually, spherical and perspective are often the two best to use. This spherical one seems to be working one. The perspective one here on the side seems to be giving me a little bit more of this rock, but it also looks quite distorted. 9 times out of 10, the spherical projection is the one that you need. If you click merge there, in the background up here, it's creating the panorama. We can continue to do other things while it's doing that. In the meantime, this is my old one here, and I'm going to just wait for that to do its thing and then show you. Now, why have I marked these green? Well, I actually marked them red to begin with, to show red by pressing 6 on the keyboard. This shows me when I go through my Lightroom catalog, oh, there's 3 pictures there that I need to stitch together. I haven't done that yet, okay? When I have stitched them together, I mark them green to indicate that I have stitched those together. There's no need for me to do them again. I want to show you another example here where I have taken these 3 pictures here. 1, 2, 3, and I think you can see here from the top down, I've taken 3 vertical photographs and decided I wanted to stitch those together. Why have I done this? Well, I was shooting with a 21mm lens, but that was a fixed prime lens. I couldn't go any wider than this. I know quite a few of you might have a 16 to 35mm lens, or you may have a 14 to 24 or something else. I couldn't go any wider than this, and yet I wanted all of this foreground in the photo. So what I've then done is gone 1, 2, 3, not that one. Let's go back. 1, 2, 3, these 3, and again I go Photo Merge Panorama, and I'm going to stitch those together. Now, again, this projection is going to really show up and show you what the difference is here. Let's go Boundary Warp because I really love doing that. So that's 1, okay? Looking a bit squished and it really hasn't got the foreground that I want. There's the second one, cylindrical, which has given me a better option. And then there's perspective, which is slightly different to that cylindrical one. It seems to be giving me a little bit more on the sides. I do find that the perspective projection works really well for vertical shots that you're stitching together vertically. So I really like that one. Click merge on that one. Here's one I did earlier. There's the finished photograph, and with 3 photographs coming out of a Nikon D800. It's 11,000 pixels high. It's about 40 inches high. So that's a really nice little panorama that we can put together and have that looking sexy. Here's another couple of panoramas I've done here. How big's this one? This one's 15,000 pixels across, so this is about 50 inches, all because I just grabbed, you know, these 3 frames, 1, 2, 3. Actually, I think it was a few more than that, and stitched them together to create that beautiful panorama there. So look, I hope that's helped, guys, in stitching panoramas together using the different projections and also the boundary warps. As you can see here, I stitch horizontal pictures together. I often do a horizontal series of photos together to stitch together, as you can see here, but then I'll do vertical just in case, for whatever reason, one stitches better than the other. There's my horizontal version here, and here's my vertical version here. Let's put them side by side and see what they look like. Okay, so there we go. We've got 2 side by side there, and so then I can choose from that which one I like in particular. They look like they're taken from slightly different angles. That's fine, and at least I've given myself a few different options there. So I hope you've enjoyed that little tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye, 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 bye.